But Tammy.
Go ahead, I'm trying to, yeah, I'm sorry. Am I answering that question you had? I'm sorry,
That's
my
right.
daughter.
What do you think about that? I don't need no man. What do you think about all that?
So the thing is, I don't really know because I never say anything like that.
Mm.
I never really say that. What I will say is this: even if you don't need a man for something, if he can do it, why not have him do it? Like, even though you don't need a man, why wouldn't you want to for certain things to make things easier on you? I mean, you don't have to take everything on by yourself. So why would you
Mm.
limit yourself by having to take everything on when you don't have to? I mean, so even though you say you don't need a man, wouldn't it be nice to have one to help you with some things? I mean, that's the thing is, like I said, I've never said I don't need a man. I mean, even though you don't need one, wouldn't you like to have one to help you with those things? So, take some things off of your chest so you ain't got to do that. I mean, so, and I think this, the mentality is because maybe you're so used to doing things on your own that in your mind you don't need a man. But even though you've done it on your own for so long, it's like, it'd be nice to have someone to take that burden off so you don't have to do it on your own. So it's like, yeah, you could. Do you really want to? I mean, yeah, you could do everything on your own, but do you really want to? I mean, if you were able to have somebody that helped to lift that load, wouldn't that be nice? So, I mean, I just think that people that say that is they're so used to having to do everything on their own. I'll say not everybody because I'm a single parent, so I do everything on my own. But I've never said that. Like, I've never said I don't need a man. Because if a man came along wanting to help me with something, I'm not gonna say no, depending on what it is. So yeah, so I can't really see the thinking in that just because I've never said that. I'm a single parent, like, now that's the thing, people say like being a single parent is hard. I don't think of it in that way just because this is what my life is. I'm a mom. So my routine every day is to take care of me and take care of her. That's just the way life is. So I don't think of it as something hard to do. I think of like this is what my life is. Just like my every day I go to work. That's my routine. I get up, I get ready, I go to work. Part of my routine is I get up, I get ready, my daughter gets ready, and that's just the way life is. So it's not necessarily hard. That's how my life is. But if there's somebody to help, relieve some of that, I'll welcome that. But there's some people that, they have a hard time with that. When you're used to doing something for so long, you don't know it any other way. So when you're used to doing everything on your own for so long, that's just how you see it. I don't need a man because I do it on my own anyway. But like I said, that's not everybody because.
And three, hold on. You see, I keep trying to. I heard what you said, Tim. I'm trying to remix it. I heard you. I heard you. You said technically you don't need a man. I heard that. You think I didn't hear you? You think I didn't hear you? But I caught you. I couldn't, but baby, I caught you. Okay,
Okay,
you said.
wait, what did you say?
You said technically you don't need a man. You didn't say that.
No, that's the thing is like I haven't had one to have, like right now I can do everything on my own. But I've never said I don't need a man. I mean, I do everything on my own because that's how my life is. There isn't a man there to help me. But that's the thing is like I'm not going to sit here and keep like okay I'm not going to do this because I'm waiting for a guy to do it. Like no, while there is not one there, I have a job to do. I have things that need to be taken care of. So I'm not sitting here waiting for somebody to do it for me. I'm going to do it for myself because at this present time, that's the way it is. Now, if somebody came along to lift that load, I wouldn't say, no. I'm cool. I've been doing it on my, I don't need you. Like, no, if you want to come and lift this load, absolutely. I welcome that.
I have a question. I have a question. Do you believe that your mindset is possibly blocking the opportunity of a man potentially approaching?
No, just because.
No, you don't think so?
No, because I'm very open to somebody coming in. So I don't have this block of like, even though my mindset is like, this is my focus as far as my career, my daughter, that I feel like it has to be my focus because right now there is no other thing. So, I mean, I would happily welcome somebody. Like, I mean, if somebody came along and everything was, great. Oh, I'm perfectly open to that. No problem. So yeah, so my mindset is more like, and I don't know, I think me having that mindset allows me to not get upset about certain things, about like the fact that I'm a single parent. I don't look at it as a negative. I look at it as like, my daughter, she has to be taken care of. And whether he's going to do what he needs to or not, she still needs what she needs. So I think about like, I need to go to do my career. I need to pay my bills, make sure my daughter's taken care of. But in the midst of that, somebody comes along. Oh, I'm very open for that. Absolutely. I have no problem with that.
So. I wanted to kind of let Tammy know the point of why I was asking what I was asking. Because when you guys ask the difference between needing and wanting a man, I think that's something that sometimes women don't tend to remember, is that men need to feel needed. So if you don't make them feel needed, they're not going to need to be in your space. You know? So that's why the question was, I was forming that question because I'm like, you could potentially, because you're so focused on the things that you need, which those are things that are needed. This, of course, your child. I mean, I'm not gonna act like that's not their needs are important. However, the other needs that I think was it WTF or WTP? WTP. Okay.
WT Funk.
WT Funk.
WT Funk. All right. WT Funk. I think the points he was trying to make is just understanding the dynamic of cycles. Though I grew up in a single parent home as well, and none of my mother's children have children. She has 4 children. None of us, and our ages range from 21 to 31, and not one of us have children. And I think some of that is because we saw how tough it was for her to raise us as a single parent. All of us wanted to make sure that we are in a stable situation before having children. So I do understand what you're saying with that. However, I do believe that my ability of understanding what it takes to be in a relationship was very tough for me in my 20s. I have a better understanding now, but was tough because I did not see that dynamic. So it still does bring issues, even if that may don't pick that up, because I did not pick up being a single parent from my mother, but not knowing what to do in a relationship, I did. So therefore, there's things that may not be something that you're necessarily thinking about, and because you're thinking about her needs to a point of not understanding your needs as well. So sometimes single mothers do that, and I think that's tough as well, because I watched my mother have needs and she didn't take care of them because she was putting us first, and which is fine, but there's certain things that I wish I would have seen in the house. I did get the opportunity to see it, which is why I have the knowledge I have now, but I wish I saw it in the house. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I do agree with what you're saying as far as like, as a parent, like, you put your child's needs and then you don't think about what your needs are. So I definitely agree with you on what you're saying. So yeah, so I agree with what you're saying. And then so I can see what you're saying as far as like, because my focus is where it is. I make it seem like there's someone that's not needed to come along. So I can see what you're saying. And it's interesting because that's not what I want to put out there. But it's almost like I feel like I have to have that focus. I can't not have it, if that makes sense. I feel like I have to have that focus, because I almost feel like I don't have a choice but to have that focus because of where my life is. So and that's like a lot of times why I say like being a single parent isn't hard, because my mindset is it's not hard because it has to be done. So I can't think of it as hard because it has to be done. So whether it's hard or easy, it has to be taken care of anyway. Just like bills have to be paid. So yeah, work might not be fun. Well, for me it is, but work for most people might be fun, but bills have to be paid. So see, I can see where your thinking is. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I guess it's like I was like you said, that's a need, so your mind is necessity.
Yeah.
But a man needs to feel that necessity. So that's a push. You're pushing, I believe you're possibly pushing men and without noticing it because of your focus on other needs opposed to others. You get what I'm saying? So you could be doing it subliminally.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Well, and then I mean, because I see what you're saying, and like even like with dating, like so I see what you're saying though. I see what you're saying because in me making sure that my attention is on her, my attention is taken off of me. But it's like I don't know. It's weird because I don't want to take my attention, and it's interesting because like even if I go on a date, sometimes I feel I shouldn't because she needs to be taken care of. So she's always at the front of my mind, like I have to do for her. Like even when I first had her, I would never buy myself anything because I felt like I wasn't allowed to because I had to make sure she had what she had. And the money I had was to take care of needs, and she's the biggest need. Like her needs are more important than it's almost like it's weird because I almost feel like her needs are more important than mine. And I'm content, but I think that's just something I have to work on just in general with me, just because with people that I care about, I'm always making sure their needs are taken care of. And so I get my happiness with knowing that their needs, for me, their needs are taken care of. And I don't take the time to make sure that it's reciprocated just because I get my satisfaction that everybody around me is taken care of. So as long as that's done, I'm cool and content. But in the meantime, I don't look at like, okay, is Tammy getting what she needs kind of thing. So yeah.
I have a question for you. Do you have any women in your circle who may have been single parents at one point and then got married?
I have to think. I mean, because I know a lot of married couples. So I'd have to think if they were single parents. Because I have a lot of married couples that I talk to all the time. Which is one thing I will say, that even though I didn't grow up in a household with both parents, I always talk to married couples that they have that dynamic. So I don't have the mentality that I never saw it, so it's not possible. So I'd have to like do some research. I'd have to really think, because like I said, there's a lot of married couples that I know. I just have to think if they're I think there's, off the top of my head, there's one I know.
Okay.
But if I think about it, there's actually a couple.
Okay.
There's a couple. But most of the married couples that I know, they've been married for at least 15 or more years. So they've been married for a very, very long time. So.
And I'm just wondering, because like I said, even though I grew up in a single home, my ideas for marriage is because I was still surrounded by married folks. So that's why in your situation, like some of the married family that I am thinking of, they had a child prior and now they're married and been married for 20 plus years. So it can happen. It's just whether or not you open yourself even for it before it even gets there. And I think that your needs, you being your best, is allowing yourself to give your daughter her best.
Yeah.
So I just want you to really think about it.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, like, I know I'm going to be married at some point. Like, I tell people I know I'm going to be married, and they're like, how you know? I just know. Like, I know I'm not meant to be single. I know I'm meant to be married. So even my mindset is that I know I'm meant to be married. The person I'm meant to marry, we just haven't found each other yet. And it could be a matter of I'm ready, but he's not. So I know it's going to happen one
I'll be
day.
ready.
Huh?
I don't think you're ready just yet. Just
right, but that's the thing is like sometimes one person's ready, but the other person is not. So that's the thing is like I know it's going to happen at some point. Of course, I don't know when, but I know one day it will. So my mindset is not like I hope. It's more of that it will happen. Not that it might happen, but it will happen. So yeah. So I mean, I'm very open for that. No problem. So yeah. But I do appreciate everything you're saying though. So thank you.